My dad, Merlin Wieting, originally started in the funeral business in Hilbert, Wisconsin. He had a partner who was Harvey Techman, so it was Techman Wieting Funeral Home and Furniture.
Gladys Geldy, who was his teacher, told me that when he was in 7th grade, he told her he was going to be a funeral director, and she didn't believe it. Before I married Merlin, he was a farmer. He wasn't happy. The farmers were not making much money at that time. He didn't like it, and the opportunity arose for him to help Harvey Techman out, and he was good at it. He was one of the last people in the state that was allowed to do their apprenticeship and correspondent classes. I was his teacher. I would have my books, chemistry books and all this stuff on the windowsill and questioning him. We do dishes. But he made it. In 1953, he got his license.
And he operated that with a furniture store there until 1960, when he purchased the funeral home and furniture business from Fred Licker in Brillion, Wisconsin.
But at that time, they used to make the caskets here too. So furniture and caskets sort of went together. After we bought the place, he was there every single day. Yeah, he died young. Workaholic, I think. If he ever sat down, he fell asleep.
My plan was to go to seminary and become a pastor. And when I was helping my dad with funerals, I always enjoyed sitting down with all the clergy. I enjoyed talking theology with them. And one day, one of the pastors from the Methodist church told me, he says, "I think you shouldn't go into seminary and become a pastor." He said, "I see how you deal with people and in one of the worst times in their lives, and you have a ministry that's right here." And he says, "You'll probably be able to do more good in this funeral business than you'll ever be able to do ministering to people over the pulpit." So I started thinking more about that and decided that, I would research this a little harder, and I decided to go to college and from there go into mortuary school. As of January 1, 1976, we purchased the Pfeffer Funeral Home and began operating in Chilton and in Brillion. In 1976, about mid-year, that's when I met Barb.
My first husband died of cancer, and of course we went to the funeral home right here in town, and that's the year that they had just started the funeral home here, and that's how I met him, and the rest is history.
Back when I was 12 years old, so about 1992, I came home from school one day and I said, "Dad, you know what, I think I want to be an undertaker." And he said, "Great, we can get you a suit and you can start tomorrow." To my dad's credit, he didn't want me to take this profession very lightly. So even through middle school and high school, my duties were kind of limited. I would help with funeral services or sitting visitations at night. But even in the middle of the night, if somebody died, say in the nursing home or what have you, Dad would wake me up, take me to the nursing home. When we got back to the funeral home, he'd send me off to bed. But still, I was, expected to follow through with all of my sports and schoolwork.
In 1994, my brother and I split the business, and we started our plans, because of Daniel's interest in the business, to transfer ownership to Daniel eventually.
I was a freshman in high school and went to the homecoming dance, and I saw this girl doing the YMCA on the shoulders of one of my friends, And I told my other friend, you know, that's the kind of girl I can marry.
It was me. So we were high school sweethearts, and we dated through high school, and he's a couple of years older than I am, and I finished high school. He graduated mortuary school, and we got married in 2003.
When he came back, he actually purchased 25% of the business, and we ran as a partnership for quite a number of years, and he decided he wanted to finish buying the rest of it, so we transferred the ownership over to he and Jamie in 2013. It's been a good transition, and the same thing with Jamie. When she went to school and became licensed, it was a big help for Daniel, because he could then have that second license here.
I never felt like I had to do it or I needed to be here. It was really something I wanted to do. I saw the ins and outs of the day-to-day operation happen smoothly, and I liked what I was doing, and I just wanted to keep going and serve our families and communities from start to finish.
I got to watch my grandfather, my father, my uncle help people when they really needed it. And the appreciation and the love that they were able to extend to those families. I was really proud of the things that they did and the respect that they garnered from helping people in an hour of need. I don't think that I could do anything else but be an undertaker. And truthfully, I'm honored and almost humbled that I'm able to keep that family lineage and reputation going.
I just think that God just put things in our path that we were supposed to do. There was no reason for me to come to this area. Why did I come? I think it was in God's plan. That's the way I feel about everything. And I just feel that I have been blessed beyond blessing.